The season is over. We have achieved our goal of promotion to the championship via a very lucky penalty win in the playoff final, and we can now plan for championship level football. Scary, scary stuff. In this episode, are going to quickly review our season to see who done well, who didn't, what transfers I may be making. I'm then going to do the summer. We're then going to come back for me to review the transfer business that I've done, and then we'll be playing the first game of the season, whoever that may be, in the championship. So, let's get straight into it. Season review wise, player stats, you can see Brian Scott, top goal scorer, Max Saunders, highest average rating, Ryan Giles played very well, top assists, as well as most man of the matches, and Liam Coyle with most yellow cards, but also some good passing completion ratio. I'm curious, the thing I'm curious about is a couple of things. Let's go through a couple of these inboxes. Main one being who won the awards and who what where. Max Saunders, fans player of the season by 51%. That is quite a large margin. That is over Brian Scott and Ryan Giles. Max Saunders was goal of the season. Brian Scott was signing of the season. And Brian Scott was young player of the season. Perfect. And this is our team of the season. Brian Scott alongside McFarlane up top. Lake Saunders, Coyle midfield. Giles and Davis on the wing backs. Giles in goal. Baines, Charlie Oliver and Ben Cabby. And I've also just spotted that very, very quickly that we have some players named in Team of the Year for the league. So I'm curious to see who that is. The Guile. Why is Tom Giles player of the in the Team of the Year? Did no goalkeeper perform well this season? He got a 6.83. Is that good? Maybe I'm wrong. If that's good, by all means, tell me what your goalkeeper gets in the comments below, because I don't know. I thought he was quite average this year. He's got 20 clean sheets. He's got 20 clean sheets and 45 appearances. I might want to shut up, because maybe I don't know anything. He needs a new contract. We'll do that as well. I've got contracts to do this summer. I've got a lot of contracts to do this summer. Not looking forward to that. Squad-wise, let's go to team report and let's go to squad depth. Because I have a thought. So Mark McGuinness at the moment is out on loan. He is our fourth best centre-back. He's going. He is going. Liam Coyle, you can't play centre-back. You're 5'8". That's a fact. Mark Lake, you can't play centre-back either. And neither can you, Oof. So let's just ignore that. That would then leave us with Ben Cabby, Charlie Oliver, Lewis Baines, and Cameron Evans, who's good enough to have in the squad. I feel like it's an absolute emergency. But also note the fact that he's been here and he hasn't actually played a game for us yet. So he is merely just a squad emergency player. Picking up a wage and being very happy about it. I probably should give him some games in a cup, if I'm honest. That was probably poor by me. I should play him a little bit more. He might be handy to have. Wing back wise, left wing back, very happy with it is. Ryan Giles puts up some great numbers. Jacob Kingdon performed very well as well throughout the season. Happy to him develop, 21-year-old. And then George Fontanelli can play either wing back. So that's great cover. Roger Boyle is going. I don't expect to re-sign Roger Ball as great as he was for the back end of the season, and a mistake signing that it was, but it would then leave George Fontanelli, Leon Davis and Liam Cooper as our right wing backs. That sounds pretty great to me. You can't play CDM because that's just a half-back role. DM wise, I'm going to keep Mark Lake in here. Despite him being a loanee, I really want him to get him for another season. That is going to be one of my main transfer targets, to make sure Mark Lake is retained for another season on loan, because he's just solid, really. He performed at nearly just over a 7. He tackles, he runs around. He doesn't do anything special, but he doesn't need to. And he's great in that centre mid support role. Gonna note, look, he hasn't got massively high aggression, but the game wants to play him as a ball-winning midfielder, right? The game wants to play, and you know how many yellow cards a ball-winning midfielder gets. That's it. They get loads. They get tons. They get 10, 20. They get like a good 15 a season. Let's be honest. He got 6 in all competitions, and he played 50 times. That is all because I play him on centre mid support. That is the only advice for you. Go to your tactics and stop playing a ball-winning midfielder. They aren't good. They don't do anything you want. Play centre mid support and set them up pretty similar to a ball-winning midfielder. Just don't have hard tackling And then you won't pick up as many yellow cards, and then you won't concede as many silly fouls, and you won't get any red cards either. Did he get one? He didn't get one red card. For a guy who's meant to be just the industrial breakdown down the field, to not get one red card all season for a 20-year-old, very, very impressed. That is why I'd like to keep him for another season. And that would be alongside Liam Coyle and Oof, who have performed alright this season in that defensive midfielder role, but I wouldn't hate one more player. I wouldn't hate one more bit of quality, but I'm not sure what's going to be out on the market. We're going to have to see with that one. And then it's going to be Max Saunders versus Langford for this a playmaker role on the left-hand side. I'm not confident about Langford. Something about Langford really does throw me off. Let's compare him to Max Saunders, because as we know, Max Saunders was great this season. He is 26 years old compared to 21. 5 years is a thing, and he's got some slightly better stats, as we know. But if we look at the in-depth stats, as you can see by the main one right here, the main two actually, that really, really concern me when it comes to Jeremy Langford, is key passes per 90 minutes, 2.96. That's practically 3 for Max Saunders, 1.8. That is down by quite a margin every 90 minutes. And the other one is tackling. Like, I know we're not exactly asking them to be tackling all the time, but I would like a few tackles out of them. And nearly a 3 again compared to a 1.35. So Langford's not really putting a foot in at all, and that's concerning. So, yeah, and the average rating is nowhere near Saunders. He did play more games, and his numbers-wise, I suppose, are pretty even. Like, only 8 assists. But if his key passes are the balls out to Giles, who is then whipping in the final ball and delivering the final cross, Max Saunders has been really important in that situation. We maybe should be scoring more goals from his passes directly, but that might be something with the forward. So yeah, one more attacking midfielder potentially just to help out in that role. I wouldn't hate sending Langford out on loan, but I'm not sure if that's the option. We might do that. If he had better personality, I would definitely do that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm also going to get rid of Mooney, so there's a reason why we're going to get rid of Mooney. His stats are starting to dip. His form's not been great this season. He's performed just under a 7, which isn't terrible. You know, 8 goals, 4 assists, and 16 starts, 15 sub appearances. You could argue we should have gave him a little bit more, but if we look at these pros and cons, doesn't feel comfortable in big matches. We know that he hasn't performed very well in big matches. He's fairly inconsistent. He is definitely inconsistent. We know that for a fact. He can also be quite way over his passing, and he's slightly worsened when it comes to training. So, not really greatly impressed with that. He's also not versatile at all, so it's not like I can go stick him left wing if we ever need to change up the formation, which is another little mark against his name. He has got good player for League One sides, which at the moment is green. Is about to be a con because we're going to be in the Championship. He is really liked for the fans. That's the only thing that's making me consider if we should or should not get him. And he is also one of the leading players. He is the leading player in the dressing room. But I think if Mooney goes, and we're also going to get Keon Etete gone and Luke Regis gone as well, that would leave us with 4 strikers. And that's one less than I think we need, because I don't think Kenny Ray's really that great of a striker. If he had high determination and a better personality, he'd be out on loan. But he doesn't, so he's got to stay in and around the club so we can try and tutor him and mentor him up to be good enough mentally to handle the loan spell, which he can't. So he's got to stay in and around the club despite being wanted by Ebbsfleet. He is definitely not going. So 1 striker, 2 centre mids, question mark, and maybe a centre back is my shopping list for the transfer window. We are now going to, I'm now going to do the summer, and I'll catch you when all that is done, and we are up to the first game of the season. I will see you in 1 second. And with the power of video editing, we are now here. First game of the season is against Leeds. As you can quickly see, we've lost a few games in pre-season. It's not been great. We've lost 3 on the bounce, which I'm not particularly happy about. We won our first 4, and then we played them games and lost them all. So, yeah, not particularly great. Harry Kane scored a hat-trick against us. We lost to Forest Green. I don't know what division Forest Green are in. League 1. Lost 4-0 to a League 1 side. Oh dear, oh dear. Did we play a good time? Because I don't do... No, we didn't put out a full... Hang on. Where the frick did Jeremy Langford play? Did you play centre-back? I'm sorry, curious. My assistant manager does these. Where did Jeremy Langford play? I'm genuinely confused. Oh, we played that formation. And we made a load of subs and nothing really went well for us. They had a really bad game. We got obliterated by Forest Green, who I think just got relegated into League 1, so that's not a good sign. That is a really, really bad sign. When it comes to the league table and the preview, by the way, season preview, we are bottom. Yeah, just straight bottom, 75th, 75 to 1 to win the division, so it's going to be quite scary. It's going to be quite scary, and as you can see, our key player is a new player called Jack. Players in, players out, very quickly. Moody's gone. Moody has gone. It's gone for 400k to Exeter. I might throw... We're going to have to throw in a little montage of saying goodbye to Moody because he's been one hell of a player. We need to remember his history. He's been here for a good few years. He's scored a lot of goals in his time here. You know, that's 28, 26, 26. That's some really cracking numbers. And then he just dipped off in League 1, and I thought the step up to the Championship was going to be one step too far for him. So we've let him go to Exeter for 400k, which I'm very happy about. Very happy about indeed. We also sold Mark McGuinness. He's gone out for 40k. We sold Guillaume Aditi for 35k. Loaned out Paul Dunn. Loaned out Harry Bates. Loaned out this striker as well, Wahab. And we have brought in 3. Now, the first one is Jack. Jack is a striker that we had a couple of seasons ago. He scored, 12 and 28 for us. He was alright, and I quite liked his stats, and I think he's just a straight upgrade on Moody, so that's why we brought him in. If he could concentrate, that would be great. But he plays short, simple passes. He's got 13 passing, so he should do that quite well. He plays a nice little 1-2, so hopefully he can bounce off another striker and score some goals on that. He curls the ball, which is a lovely PPM to have with high technique. That means that I feel like he's going to do that quite well. And he runs with the ball often, and he's got great pace and decent enough dribbling, and high technique, so he can do that as well. No problem. He's also got some really nice flair, and he's got good determination and a resolute personality, which goes with a lot of our team leaders, like Carl McFarlane's got resolute as well as someone else. So we're trying to build a resolute squad mentality, and I think that is an excellent signing. On loan from Watford, we are paying for all of his wages, which is £5,500 a week, which might seem like a lot until you realise we've had to go out to pay a lot of players a lot more money than that. We have also then gone inside Mark Finnan. He's not going to be playing wing, I can tell you that much. He is a midfielder who can pass the football, and he's just a better player than Langford, and I feel a little bit more comfortable about him. He's got some international caps. He is coming a star player. I'm not sure if he's going to be star player or not. He's got some wicked physicals. For a centre mid, we're thinking about playing him centre mid. He has no flair. That's why he can't really play advanced playmaker. He's got no flair, which brutal to have. Really, really brutal. But he's got some great passing, some wicked physicals, like I said, some solid mentals, good enough decision making for me. Some nice, arrives late in the penalty area, likes the ball to feet, takes tempo. So I think he yet again could be another solid one for us. Sorry, for a couple of years we had to pay compensation to get him away from Cork City. So, yeah, that's him in. We did sign Mark Lake to an extension on the loan deal. So Mark Lake is here. And then this guy come available for 20 grand a week. And I said, yes, please. I said, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. He's just another Mark Lake. Just a little bit... It's just not quite as physical, and he hasn't got quite the mentals, but... Very excellent player. He's a little bit better technically. He can pass the football, for example. Great teamwork, great work rate, great tackling. Good decisions yet again. So he's not going to waste the ball, hopefully. So we're just, again, expecting him to tackle like Mark Lake does. Pop the ball off to one of his fellow midfielders, and we will run off from there. So another great player to have in the squad. He's also 6'4", and he can play centre-back. Or he can play centre-mid. Or he can play half-back in this DM role. So... Very happy with that. A nice little squad player. You're going to be thinking, you haven't spent much money. I have spent money. The problem is he doesn't arrive until next season because of a weird rule. And I want your guys' thoughts on this one because I don't know if I made a mistake or not. I feel like he's got potential. He's 17 years old. He was 16 when I signed his contract. He arrives in the end of the season. He is signed for 1.3 million, could rise to 1.4 from SC Northland. I think that's how you say that. He's called Jacob Olsen, and he is a centre-back who can play Lambrero. He can't play Lambrero, he's got no flair, but I think he's good. For a 17-year-old, I think he's got the ability. He's also played games for the senior team in Northland already, so if he gets another season of playing well for them, he's going to be excellent for us. He's a ball-playing defender. He's got a good first touch. His heading's only an 8, but he's only 17. Marking's over a 10. All of these stats could be going up. His mentals aren't dreadful, apart from that the leadership stat I'd like a little bit higher for a centre-back, but it's not awful. His physicals are okay. They're not outstanding, but he is also even-footed and he's got fairly determined. I think we can make a profit from this guy. So, yeah, he's coming in for a big deal. It's going to be a lot of money, I fully admit. It's quite a long deal, but if we can get him in, we can get him playing well, get him developing, we can then flog him to a bigger Premier League side for, a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 10, 20 million. That's the aim of the game anyway, and then we can use his money to start really romping the squad with a rebuild and use some of that money to, upgrade the stadium again. Other little things like that, which has been going on. If we look at Club Vision, expanding the stadium is going on. It will be completed pretty soon, not too far away. Youth levels going up. That will be done next year as well for improving the training facilities. That will be done next season as well. So lots done. We do have a teeny bit left in the old wage budget, not a massive amount. So I could go out and buy one more player if I wanted to. Not really all about that. Also, if these 3 players are just project gambles, if I'm honest. Like, as I see a couple of stats and go, he might be worth it. Like, I saw 19 determination and I thought, meh, and then I realised he's actually not that great. So, but he's coming in on a free contract. I spent some money on this guy, which I'm not sure if it's a great idea or not, but I saw 20 flair and I got excited because I saw a 20, and as we know, 20 is the max stat. So he's 16 years old. He might be alright for a 16-year-old. He might develop into something. If we can get him tutored, get his determination up a little bit, sort out his personality, give him some good training systems, stick him with the youth team, you never know. And that is why you take a gamble on some kids every now and then. Then if you can make some money off him, you can. If you can't, you cannot. So with that all said and done, let's go to the first game of the season, which is a derby, a local derby, Leeds United, who I'm not excited to play against because I think they're going to be quite great, and plus Ryan Giles is still out with a broken ankle, and Duncan Walker is suspended because he clearly got a red card for someone somewhere, which means he's banned in the league. Formation, I've tried different systems. So, the first 4 games of the pre-season, by the way, was the 5 at the back one. Then we switched to the 4 at the back one, and we lost all 3 games. But we did play Spurs, who I think are a really good side. So I'm unsure on what system to play. Let's just do quick selection to see what the game is saying so far. Finnan, it wants to put Finnan in. I'm not sure about Finnan. And I'm not sure Jack's really going to be a deep line forward. So you're not really a deep line forward, are you? You're going to be quite happy to play on that side. You might have to play with your deep line forward. You might have to just learn that role. And hopefully you can get your vision up so you can actually pass the football a little bit better. You get off the bench. Just stick Kenny Ray on the bench. I quite like Kenny Ray on the... oof over to Kenny Ray on the bench. Centre-backs, Ben Cabby, Oliver and Baines. That will be fine to start. Leon Davis can start over Fontanelli, right wing back. Kington has to start because we don't have Giles. Coyle can start because he is wonderful, and I think I'm going to start Mark Lake over Finnan because Mark Lake can actually tackle. I don't think Finnan can tackle. 9. It's not dreadful. It's not exactly ideal though. You are definitely an attacking midfielder or a winger. which it's handy to have in a squad because we do have, I don't know which striker it is, Scott. Scott can go play wide left, and so can Roper as well, I believe. So we do have the option to go 3 up top with 2 wingers if we feel like throwing it up and mixing it up. Let's drop off positive, let's go balanced. And let's select that. Holy moly, look at the weaknesses that we've had pre-season. It's been dreadful pre-season. Dynamics are all over the place. Dressing room atmosphere is not happy. We're not doing very well, so we could do with an early, like, don't get heavily beaten by a very good lead side. I'm expecting these to be great sides. All of these are going to be massive underdogs. There's going to be very few games where I'm like, yeah, we can have a go at this. Who's played poorly pre-season? Fontanelli's put a 6.32 up pre-season. Jesus Christ, lad. I might need a new right wing back. Boyle, Roger Boyle, the wing back we had back in the last season, is on the loan list. I'm not sure if I want to be paying all of his wages, because they're like £5,000 a week, so I don't know if I want to be doing that financially. Have a little look at the finances after this, I suppose, and make that decision. They are paying what we would consider the first season. We played this quite a lot in the Vanarama National League North. The O2, the big O, there's a 2 up top. The O2, I don't recognise too many of their players. Oh, Stuart Dallas. No, I really don't. Really don't recognise too many. That's the thing, we're starting to get to the point where regens come into the game and I don't really know what's going on. Enjoy the match. Just enjoy the match. Enjoy the match. I have faith in you. Let's see if we can get some motivation. Wow. So we have faith in you in the defence, and the rest of the team's like, woohoo, let's go. We're going to have to do opposition instructions. This is going to be a good chance to learn about the opposition as well. This is another thing, as I can learn who's a good player, who isn't. So for this guy, obviously, share him onto his right peg, but we know he's a solid striker. He can header a football as well, so we're going to probably need to mark him tight so he doesn't get a good header away. So let me mark him tight and onto his right peg. Then we just go through. You are Michael Afima. Why do I recognise your name? Are you Sunderland? Southampton young. Oh, he's quick. Oh dear, he can finish as well. Oh God, don't go tight to him. Holy moly, show him how to do his left peg. And that'll be that. So yeah, I'll be done when I've done all of these. You know you're up against it when they have a 24-year-old Brazilian centre-back who's either-footed, has got 17 tackling, 18 work rate, 18 teamwork, has got great bravery, and he's worth 7 million, is on 21 grand a week. What are we going to do? He's 40 grand a week for a goalkeeper. How are we meant to compete? I didn't even look at some of these wages. Holy, what's Shackleton on? Because Shackleton's good. 31 grand a week. He's worth 12 million. He's worth more than my team. He is pretty much worth more than my squad. This season is going to be an outrage. It's going to be brutal. We're going to have to just play very, very tight, very defensive, and then try and nick goals using our pace up top, which we do have plenty of. Just got to hope that our defence is good. And Tom Giles, welcome to the Championship, son. Don't make mistakes down here because you will get punished brutally as Leeds pick up a throw-in inside the 2nd minute mark. Kington boots it clear. Nobody's there. Nobody, Kington. Absolutely nobody. Lewis. Strandberg round the side. Well, we haven't conceded in 2 minutes. I suppose that's a bonus, isn't it? Leeds with the corner. Shackleton in. Headed away by Oliver. Dallas. Good tackle by Lake. Good launch ball forward. Scott brings it down. Lovely little first touch by Scott. Can he play Jack in? No. Ignores Jack. Scott keeps going. Oh, Brian Scott with first goal of the season. And that is wonderful by the lad as well. What has he just done to the Leeds defence? That is outrageous from Brian Scott. Brings the ball down just inside the centre circle. Then he takes on the defender. He jinks him one way, jinks him the other. Gets on the inside and smashes it near post with his left peg to beat the goalkeeper. That's like Mason Greenwood, that is. It's like Mason Greenwood in his prime. Holy moly, that. Brian Scott, get in, my son. I don't want to make a shout because I don't want to say anything. Ooh, good save, Keeps. Can I just praise? Where's praise? Praise, I don't know if I've done this in time. Praise Brian Scott, because what you done was outrageous. Let's see if he reacts to this correctly or not. It's probably not. I don't even know if that worked. Does that work? Did I do the shout? I did do the shout. I don't know if it went through though. Jacob Kington's picking up the yellow card inside 10 minutes. Kington, come on, man. Ease off tackles. There we go. Now we're just going to hope and pray that we don't do anything silly. Brian Scott with the goal. 15 minutes in, 1-0 up. Kington with the long throw in towards Brian Scott. Oh, it's a great save by the goalkeeper. Scott back to Jack, back to Kington who shoots. And Shackleton on the edge of the box is closed down, and Luciano heads out for another throw in. The long throws are a weapon, boys. We've already started with that. Kington with a great long throw, and Brian Scott nearly had a second to his name already. It's going better than I thought, if I'm honest. I was expecting to be 1 or 2-0 down by this point. Here's a corner though, Shackleton. Oh, good save. Lake. Trying to compensate and just get nervous. I just don't want to concede a goal. It's only natural, I suppose. We've kept them quiet. I say quiet. They've had some pretty solid opportunities from set pieces, but we haven't conceded one yet, so that's a bonus. That'll be a 6th in the league. That is not what I actually want to look at. I want to look at match stats. We've had one clear-cut opportunity and scored. They have had none so far, so the defence is doing its job for the first 25-26 minutes of this game. Kington finds Saunders. Little ball to Coyle. Now it's swooped to the right-hand side for Davis. Up against the defender. Back to Lake. Now Davis again. Now Lake. I do wonder, having the the weaker side, that right-hand side, like Lake's not exactly that creative, and neither is Coyle. I just wonder if we're a little bit one-dimensional. We're a little bit left-hand-sided because Saunders has to go down the left, and Kington and Gars are definitely better down the left-hand side than Coyle is on the right. Oh, back Saunders with a good strike that. Pretty close. I might free up Davis's right. I keep saying Coyle. It's not Coyle, it's Davis. So that maybe it's on cross less. What if we just stop doing that? Stop saying cross less. What is your crossing? 13. You should be crossing all the time, man. What am I doing? What am I telling you to cross less when you can cross like that? Jesus Christ. Oliver smashes it forward. Dobson heads down to Shackleton. And now Stuart Dallas on the right-hand side for Leeds. Up towards the penalty box. Back to Dobson. Across to Lewis. Now at Shackleton. Little ball out wide to the left-hand side for Matson. He gets the ball across. Kington heads away. Dallas still has it and shoots. That is blocked by somebody. And then Dallas is closed down by Kington and Baines. And it is deflected for a throw-in. 30 minutes down. And we are still 1-0 up. With a corner here. Here is Saunders. In towards that near post. Ben Cabby went up and Shackleton brings it down well. And Afima, really, really pacey striker, is up against Kington and scores. We've just conceded directly from a corner. That is brutal. Michael Afima? Oh, I don't know. I'm just annoyed. Shackleton done really well. You've got to close him down more. You can't allow him to play that. Who have I left back? Who's he up against? Coyle. Yeah, it's a really good finish. I'm wondering if the goalkeeper should cover that. Because I think Coyle's done a good job. He's forced him wide. He hasn't given him the greatest of opportunities, but smash and grab some leads there. They have probably in merit deserved it. It probably deserves to be 1-1. Brian Scott and Fema with some great goals that have scored the goals in this one. Here's Kington. Great free kick and a great opportunity. Cabby collects the ball. He needs support, boys. Badly. Davis and highlight ends. Can we get to half-time 0-0? Demand more. Get to half-time 0-0. Or 1-1, should I say. 0-0. Drawing, whatever. Same difference. Shackleton. Lewis. Dobson. The goal scorer. Now Dallas. Dallas. Good save by Giles. Hooked away from Ben Cabby. That's a little bit ugly, Giles, because it's straight again in the middle of your 6-yard box. But 3 centre-backs there. I suppose one of them should mop it up. Headed away by Lake at near post. Avermedia. That is probably how you say his name, is Avermedia. That would make sense. Lewis. The mind. You see how my mind works when it comes to reading names. Slow is the answer. Half time? Question mark? Can we get there? Can we get there? Please? We have got there. Excellent. Team talk, boys. I'm happy with where it's gone. Oh, please. Keep going. Keep going. I'll take a draw. a really, really well taken draw. Jack's not performed particularly great up top, but that's to be understood, really. That's, I'm not expecting a miracle out of Jack in his first game back to the club after a year away. He's been at Watford. Hopefully he's developed quite nicely in Watford and learnt some extra new tricks that he can come and teach our boys. Davis, Lake, Saunders, switch out to the left-hand side for Kington to chase. Keeps it in, battles with Stuart Dallas and loses it. Now it's Dobson who launches the ball down the right-hand side, out for a throw-in. And that is the first real action of the half ended, so the minutes start tumbling by again. And we have to start thinking about the first substitutions of the game. No Giles still because of that broken ankle, which is a real sucker punch actually, because I do think he's a great weapon to have. Jackie boy. I think Jackie boy's coming off. Jackie boy's coming off. That is the decision. We're going to take Jackie boy off now. McFarlane or Roper? McFarlane or Roper? I'm going to bring on Carl McFarlane. We're going to bring on Carl McFarlane. Stick him on up top. He is a little bit better at that more deep line forward role. He's got better vision. He can spot a pass. So hopefully we can get the ball to him and create some opportunities. We've done better for possession than them. That's something. I wonder if we're just being a little bit too patient with the ball. We might not want to be trying to force the ball into work the ball into the box in these situations, because we might not be getting the ball into their areas very well. We might want to be a little bit more shoot happy from the edge of the box. We haven't got that many players with great long shots, but it's just the way it goes. Corner in, or free kick should I say, not a corner. Kington smashes it away down the left hand side. Camp will get there, closed down by McFarlane. Highlight ends. Needs piling on more pressure. They made triple subs already. They've got 3 up top. They've got 3 strikers. We are up against a 3-4-3. Okay, I think it might be time to have a little bit of a tweak. We're going to go cautious. And what we're going to do is we're going to start passing the ball into space. And we're going to be nice and compact. Out of possession. I'm just going to drop that defensive line a tad. I'm going to drop them a tad as well. Just so we can try and tighten it up a little bit into the back. We're going to cede a little bit of territory to Leeds, but we don't want to concede a goal because they've lumped their ball to their strikers and it's bubbled through our back 3. Let that go. Get the minutes tumbling yet again. Time for a sub soon. Maybe Finn or Oof. Probably Finn. Scott. Back to Baines. Kington. Oh, Baines and Kington, a bad bit of communication. Evans is away to the right hand side for Leeds. Gets the cross in towards the box. Leeds won the header, but Giles caught it. Nine minutes ago, let's make one more sub. Let's bring on Mark Finn. Or Finnan. I might just change the name to Finn if I'm honest. Or Shark. Just make you Shark, that's quite funny. And anyone else? Anyone else? Leon Davis needs to come off, but I don't really want to bring on Fontanelli in a game like this. We're going to do it. You've got to throw him in at the deep end at some point. Here we go. Kington with the corner. With Saunders no longer on the pitch. In towards Cabby at near post. Fontanelli will keep hold of the ball. He finds Kington with the ball there. In towards Scott at near post. That is blocked. Camp will clean up. And smash clear. They are very attacking. 3-4-3. Can we try and get a ball over the top? Can we try and sucker them in, maybe? Let's drop to defensive. Let's really try and sucker them in. We're going to be dangerously... just going to try and hit them on the counter-attack for one last goal. That'd be excellent. Final few minutes of this game is a go. And Leeds have one last chance. Evans. In towards the box towards Hewitt. Headed for a corner. I don't know who headed that, but that was a bad idea. Evans with the ball in. Lake heads away. Dallas will keep hold of the ball. And then he finds Camp. Can they Leeds get one more attack? Here's Dallas on this left hand side. Gets across. It's out for another corner. This is the final little bit of action. I'm really, really stressing now. Here's Evans. Baines heads away. Luciano. Little bit of presenting a skill. Smashed over and wide, and the whistle blows. Holy moly, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Their centre-back or left wing-back. I don't know where you played, son. Oh, it's left wing-back. Played awful. He's not that great. He really isn't. He was probably I'm not sure he's worth 10 million, Gabe. I'm not sure I paid 10 million for him at all. No, I think Giles and Kington are better than him, personally. Brian Scott with a great goal, and then Mikola Abafemi scored a wonderful goal as well, and that was... it was really hard for us. You know what, boys? I'm happy with what I saw out there. We'll take some good positives. We'll take a point. Means we're not bottom of the table. That's always a bonus. And we shall move on. There we go. Continue. And then we will pick out where we'll be coming back for the next game. Schedule-wise, I haven't actually looked at the schedule. Where are we? Oh, we've got a lot of games this month. We're going to come back later in the month for... It's not an easy game in here, is there? It really is not an easy game. Oh, do we come back? We're going to come back for September. 4 games in September. 4. We start the season with 8, and then we have 4 in September. What is that all about? It might be in nationals. It might be an international break. I didn't think about that. We're going to come back for Ipswich, who are currently 3rd of the division. But, fellow promotion side, chance for us to pick up 3 points. I will see you there. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, all of that stuff. Really appreciate it. Really, really do. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.